Hi guys, just got off the boat. Donate Trump 2024. Give me your credit card. I won't take it to Neiman Marcus, but I will donate.
Wait, I think you should put it on there.
I don't know if you know who my client is, but he was right about everything.
Oh!
Liberal cheers!
Liberal cheers.
I know how to make money. That will fucking go viral.
She lost it before she was even done.
I'm gonna get destroyed. It's true though.
She said, give me your credit card. I won't take it to Neiman Marcus. Those are bloopers is what they're calling it. Outtakes from some of the interviews that Alina Habba was giving to try to raise money for the Trump campaign and to get out messages as the Trump campaign spokesperson. She has been paid at least $3.5 million that we know of today, representing Donald Trump on the various criminal cases and civil cases, but that was from a report like 9 months ago. The number could be as high as $10 million. It's probably closer to $5 million that she's been paid, but you know, she's flaunting it. I mean, she goes to Mar-a-Lago. You see her right there with this Hermes Croc Birkin bag, $70,000. We previously reported about her lavish 40th birthday celebration in St. Bart's, and she and her friends took all of the photos where they bought themselves Dior accessories and stayed in private villas at luxury resorts, individualized bathrobes with their names on it, Dior bags with each attendee's name in it. You know, and as we said several months ago when that went down, Republican donors, here is where your money is going. Meanwhile, she's taking photographs like this with the MAGA wrapper. This is what the Republican Party is right now. There's MAGA wrappers. And then the MAGA lead attorney, Alina Habba, wears gold chains with Donald Trump's face on it, or fake gold chains with Donald Trump's face on it, with MAGA hats and with MAGA rings. I guess this is the state of our republic. Oh, here she is in an airport right there. This is one of the campaign images from the Trump campaign right now. I mean, you had President Obama, yes, we can, and other messages of hope. But the Trump campaign message is a photograph of Donald Trump with his middle finger up. That's some of the kind of main accessories that they sell and hats they sell, is Donald Trump giving the middle finger, because our kids and our grandkids, and that's what they should grow up seeing. And, you know, Donald Trump goes around in these, and he gives these speeches in churches, in these places of worship where he encourages people to curse, and they have their chants where they say curse words in the house of worship, or wear Trump hats or hats like the one Alina Habba's wearing in the place of worship. Look, that's the state of the Republican Party. And by the way, where in the world is Melania? As you have Alina Habba out there living it up, there's Melania nowhere near Donald again. She didn't refuse to show up at the debate. That's the state of the Republican Party. And then you have Alina Habba also. I mean, again, there she was at the beginning of the video. She goes on podcast, though, and says things like she'd rather be pretty than smart. Here, play this clip.
I'll tell you something. Somebody said to me, Alina, would you rather be smart or pretty? And I said, oh, easy. Pretty. I can fake being smart.
And by the way, you know, this isn't an exaggeration. If Donald Trump were to get back into office, Alina Habba could become a federal judge, a circuit court judge, an attorney general. Maybe she'd become a Supreme Court justice. That's what she's angling to do, something like that. And it's possible if Trump were to be in office. Also, you know, you have her, in addition to saying how she'd rather be pretty than smart, and then bragging in outtakes or making fun of, I guess, the donors, and saying, don't worry, I'm not going to swipe your card at Neiman Marcus. Remember, she was sending messages to the Supreme Court and telling them what they should do and how they should rule, and she was name-dropping them leading up to the Supreme Court's absolute immunity ruling, and the Supreme Court's listening to her. I mean, that's the thing. This right-wing Supreme Court, it's shocking as, going to law school like I did and, studying the law, believing in precedent. Here you are with Alina Habba going on the news and talking about how she'd rather be pretty than smart, wearing MAGA hats with the middle finger. And the right-wing Supreme Court is like all about this. Like here she is right here saying that we need the Supreme Court to step in and stop this. And the Supreme Court did. The Supreme Court did exactly what Alina Habba said to do here. Here, play the clip.
And I believe someone had called on the Supreme Court to do this exact thing. We need the Supreme Court to step in and stop this. This has become complete mayhem. And if they don't start looking at these decisions, and as the highest court in this country, as the arbiter of law, the ultimate arbiter of the Constitution, the people that are supposed to enforce our bedrock, if they don't start doing it, which thank goodness they are, we, have some law and order hopefully soon.
Well, people.
And here's another interview from Alina Habba before the Supreme Court ruled. And here she is saying that this should be a slam dunk. People like Kavanaugh know how they need to rule here. Listen to what she said there. Play the clip.
I think it should be a slam dunk in the Supreme Court. I have faith in them. People like Kavanaugh, who the president fought for, who the president went through hell to get into place. He'll step up. Those people will step up, not because they're pro-Trump, but because they're pro-law, because they're pro-fairness. And the law on this is very clear.
And so on the one hand, with MAGA, you have that. And on the other hand, let me just show you this moment from President Biden's press conference or statement that he gave yesterday about the Supreme Court's dangerous absolute immunity ruling. Here, play this clip.
The presidency is the most powerful office in the world. It's an office that not only tests your judgment, perhaps even more importantly, it's an office that can test your character. Because you not only face moments when you need the courage to exercise the full power of the presidency, you also face moments where you need the wisdom to respect the limits of the power of the office of the presidency. This nation was founded on the principle that there are no kings in America. Each of us is equal before the law. No one is above the law, not even the President of the United States. With today's Supreme Court decision on presidential immunity, that fundamentally changed. For all practical purposes, today's decision almost certainly means that there are virtually no limits on what a president can do. This is a fundamentally new principle, and it's a dangerous precedent, because the power of the office will no longer be constrained by the law, even including the Supreme Court of the United States. The only limits will be self-imposed by the president alone. This decision today has continued the court's attack in recent years on a wide range of long-established legal principles in our nation, from gutting voting rights and civil rights, to taking away a woman's right to choose, to today's decision that undermines the rule of law of this nation.
I just think it is so incredibly important for we, the people, to recognize what's going on, or we won't be able to recognize our country. Again, I don't care about what political party you are from. I mean, having hats with Donald Trump's face on it, giving people the middle finger, wearing MAGA rings, wearing gold chains with somebody's face on it, saying that you'd rather be pretty than smart, mocking and making jokes about swiping people's credit cards and donor money. I mean, that there's nothing funny or humorous about that. I mean, on the other hand, you've got Bernie Sanders and President Biden today stating the following. As Bernie Sanders says, President Biden and I are working together to lower the outrageously high cost of prescription drugs in our country. Today, we wrote a joint op-ed that appeared in USA Today. Americans cannot continue to be ripped off by the pharmaceutical industry. And in that op-ed, they explain, quote, there's no rational reason why Americans for decades have been forced to pay by far the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs they need. And I guess that the media is focused on President Biden's stutter and President Biden's bad debate performance, even though Trump had a bad debate performance as well and lied the entire time. And I get that for 3.5 years, the media did not want to focus on the CHIPS Act, the PACT Act, the Infrastructure Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, the CHIPS Act, reducing prescription drug prices significantly, reducing the cost of insulin significantly, expanding the Affordable Care Act, expanding coverage, allowing there to be negotiations with Medicare to lower all prescription drug prices across the board. No, I mean, I guess what the media wants to promote, though, is the TikTok. It's to have Alina Habba wear the Trump hat with the middle finger, mocking people, hardworking people who are donating money and saying that she'd rather be pretty than smart. Sorry, it's not the America that I think that we want to live in, and I think it's important that we continue to get out these messages and call that out. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million together. Thanks for watching.
Real quick, Meta just changed their algorithm to suppress political content. Please follow our Instagram at MeidasTouch right now as we head towards 400,000 followers so you don't miss a beat.